CRiiiME is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
With his easily distracted, what's my name again?
Yeah.
John Shefsky.
That's it?
That's right.
You sure?
That's it.
Fine.
I didn't get distracted there.
Play the music.
CRiiiME is the show that starts now.
Like right now?
Oh, yeah, do your line.
Okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything
them
to me. Don't you dare.
CRiiiMepodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good.
Guys, it's great to see you again. We love you. You might love us, or you might just tolerate us. A couple of you really don't like us. I know that.
Yeah,
but
we
most
do
of
get-
you, most of you like us a lot. So that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Keep supporting the show at CRiiiMepod on social media. You know, you can email us, CRiiiMepodcast@gmail.com. We'll throw that again at the end.
Don't forget the Patreon out there.
Patreon, come jump
Keep
on
these
there.
artists alive.
Get those bonus episodes. Today, our guest is a very funny comedian and a host of a very funny podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name? Because I already forgot it because I haven't
How
caffeinated.
dare you?
I know.
You're
I'm supposed to be the professional.
You're going to have to edit that part out.
No, it's staying in.
There's
It's
no
called-
editing.
It's called Boys Night Out.
Boys, there you
Guys,
go. Guys night.
it's
It's
guys
not
night
boys
out.
night.
Don't say
boys
boys
night
night
out.
out.
Is a very
because you said the other place, Boys Town or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
funny. It got mixed
Boys
up.
Night Out is a very different podcast.
Yes.
Creator of Guys Night Out. Go ahead and check that out. Please welcome Mike Lenoci.
Would you
Do
want to
prefer-
Would you want to give it like a space so that you can edit that part out?
You cunt.
Do you guys do
I
a
thought it would
lot of
help you.
editing on your podcast?
No,
That's
he,
bitch
He
shit.
does nothing.
That's
He
ridiculous.
shows
you!
up. He shows up.
Fuck
He,
you!
he
I work
makes
my ass off on this podcast,
makes-
dude. I spend hours on our graphics.
he makes the graphics. That's
I'm
what he
working.
does.
I do our Instagram now.
Yeah.
I book a lot of our
He comments
guests.
on people's Instagrams. It's great.
He's a bot for your Instagram.
Yeah.
I work my ass off.
Yeah. He's our Instabot.
Oh, I'm gonna remember that. you
Instabot
piece of
Shefsky.
shit.
Listen,
All right.
I just don't edit. Let it all say. Can I just point this out?
Don't
And you
edit,
can
let
edit
it.
this out if you don't like what I'm about to say. But I like how you guys are like, let's take a beat because this is where we're gonna put the music in at the beginning.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You don't have to do that. You can just put the music in and then space out the editing.
It just gives time for us to just.
It makes it easier for me since I do all the work in this motherfucker.
Gotcha.
Everything.
Wow, it's really coming to the surface right now.
I've
I've been so happy with our work ethic because I feel like, man, Rich really pulls his own weight. We hustle a bunch. I'm on this shit all the time.
Was that a fat joke?
And
Now we're
then
done. I'm out of here.
Oh no, but now I'm like, oh, all right, that's how you really feel, huh, motherfucker?
Isn't it great that like if like just one or two people tweet at you about your podcast, you're like, this is great. We got to keep going.
Oh fuck
Oh,
yeah,
easy.
fuck yeah. I have like a random couple of people around the country, the like 2 to 5 people that are like, dude, this is awesome. I'm just like, oh, keep it coming. Oh, keep it
Dean
coming.
Faiello was born on August 31st, 1959 in Belleville, New Jersey.
What's his name again?
Dean Faiello.
Dean Faiello.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was pronunciation. I had to watch some old news stories about him just to make sure.
Sounds like he has mixed parents.
Very possible. His
Sounds
mother.
like you're profiling.
I'll
Yeah.
profile you.
Let's hear about Dean. What color's his skin is what you want to say, right?
His mother, Carmel. Yeah, he's like white Spanish. something
White
like that.
Spanish, like I said, mixed family. I'm good with crimes. Trust me.
He's already solved it. Well,
Yeah.
hold on. Don't tell us what happened yet.
His mother, Carmel, ran a perfect suburban household. The only thing more manicured than her appearance was her children's lives.
Did you write that line yourself? Of
course I did.
Wow.
I'm a wordsmith.
You really are working really hard on this show.
Yeah.
You fucking dick.
Yeah, I'm sweating. They always left for school in freshly pressed outfits. She pushed them to succeed, yet supported them with motherly love.
Like whatever they did, she supported.
But she pushed them. She was a real mom.
A tiger mom?
No.
Isn't that what tiger moms do?
No, I mean they like
I don't know what a tiger mom is.
I thought there's like a term. I thought tiger moms were like these like really forceful, like overbearing parents that expect like excellence from their children. I thought that was what you're saying.
I'm trying to imply here that
mean,
she was a good mom.
Fuck you and go on with your
We
story
don't even
then.
know what's going on yet because we're 2 sentences in and you're interrupting with the tiger
That's
shit.
what I do though. I get to interrupt Rich. That's what he sold it on. He's like, you get to come interrupt me. I was like, I'll do it.
His father, Sam, was a different story. The only lessons he learned from Dad were how to take a beating and how to make a martini. Sam briefly left the family when Dean
Same
was 12.
time or
Yeah. It's so hard.
I got to be honest. From
vermouth.
I listened.
Olives.
Good sound effects.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
It sounded like we were actually cutting into a reenactment of the guy's life for a
That's
second.
what I intended, Lenoci. Thank you for the compliment.
He's
too.
good. He's good.
Son, I said I want it stirred.
Oh, you're trying to get into that riff as Lenoci's telling me about
On the
riff?
back end.
So far from, and I study a lot of crimes and listen to a lot of crime podcasts.
I'm sure.
He's got the ingredients for a serial killer
Does he?
already. It's
Does he?
already starting up.
It's okay.
The beating of the dad, that's always something in the past.
That's interesting.
That definitely.
Sam briefly left when the family when Dean was 12, but moved back in when his attorney advised him that if he walked out, he would owe more money in child support and alimony when they eventually divorced.
Oh, that's gotta be miserable.
Yeah, a little bit of a scammer.
I'll just be a parent for a while so that I don't lose any cash.
That's how it works.
What a life.
That's why you pull out.
Yeah.
What do you guys mean? Is that a Top Gun reference or something like that? Hit the brakes, they'll fly right by.
Kick the tires and light the fire.
Oh my God! Roger that. You kill them, I'll clean them and fry them. Aha!
By the time
Sorry, playing with the boys reference.
that's the one you go with.
Gotta
Is
let me
playing
sing
with
my
the
fucking
boys.
Yeah, dude, the volleyball scene. Hot dudes all greased up. I thought you'd love it.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
Oh,
It
dude.
plays 4 times in the movie.
All right, go on with your stupid story.
Oh, now that I'm in the music, now you.
I think the story
You're not allowed to sing with me.
I like this story.
Lenoci is witness. You're not allowed to sing with me.
By the time
have to earn
Dean
that.
entered high school, his parents were no longer married, and he rarely had to see his dickhead dad. But
Does it really say dickhead dad or you added that?
on this paper,
Well-
yeah, because I wrote it.
Yeah, Slaton
Oh,
writes
okay,
it.
you
Like
wrote
it's a true story, but he writes it.
I curate these stories.
I thought you
A
just
lot of these
like
adjectives
Wikipedia you're reading it.
No, this
what,
is-
what
this
you're
is-
hearing right now is the genius
Yeah.
that goes on
Gotcha.
inside this Viking juice.
This is
head right there.
2,800
But
words.
hold on,
of-
do we? And don't you feel like you're just jumping to like conclusions? Like, how do you know he was really a dickhead? Yeah, he did some
Oh,
bad
we'll probably
shit.
find out. Rich
Well,
knows.
I read
He
the
does his
entire book about this guy's life. So
Yeah, he doesn't read sentence for
He
sentence.
beat his kid a couple times. He's not. That was normal back in the day.
yeah, no,
Doesn't
I
mean it
get
was
that.
right.
No, you know what? To be fair, he did teach him how to make a martini, which most dads don't teach their kids anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So his dad was the Hispanic side.
Is that useful? Is that going to come
His
back
mom
later?
named him Dean.
possibly.
Okay, go on.
I don't want to give you too much yet.
Of course.
Dean poured himself into school. He became president of various clubs, had the best GPA in class, and was voted most likely to succeed. He was charming, good-looking, and intelligent. He left home in 1977 to study engineering at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, one of the top 5 programs.
Oh,
in the country.
Rensselaer
I don't know
in
if that's
New
it.
York? Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Rensselaer.
dude. I know that college. My pops went there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he
Small
study
world,
engineering?
Right? Huh?
Did he study
He's an
engineering?
engineer. It's a polytechnical, multi-technical, institute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just throw out there too. He probably is till this day the most successful out of his graduating class because he is.
We're reading
Famous
about
for
him.
something.
This isn't a story
Figure it
about
out.
my dad who
What
didn't
year-
teach
hold
me how
on.
to make
When
martinis.
was your dad born?
56.
Your dad might have been at school at the same
Same
time
time
as
with this guy?
Yeah, very
He might
possibly.
have. Yeah.
This guy was born in 59.
We gotta know.
What if
Oh,
this guy turns out to be my dad?
No, wait.
Dude.
That's my biggest fear.
Dude,
If
by
they're
the
like,
way, hold
whoa, my dad's got a double
Just
life.
remember this moment. If this guy turns out to be your dad, that's going to be the greatest story this has ever done on this podcast.
It would be the most popular podcast by the end of the year because this would go like viral.
Yeah.
And
for
then-
sure.
But the guy, my dad never beat me, so this can't be him.
Well,
can't
obviously,
Yeah,
beat
but his dad, but he was beat.
Oh, that's a good point.
There you go.
Okay.
guys, it's not anything to relate to you because you would have known about this.
Yeah. Thanks for being the logic
Ugh.
consultant here, Lenoci.
The world was
trying
Dean's
to have fun.
oyster.
Oysters.
But
Oysters,
Dean
Dean.
struggled to keep up with the heavy course load. He dropped out after only 5 semesters.
That's 1 year.
So,
2 years. That's 2.5 years.
That's not my dad. My dad had the same job for like 35 years. So
By the mid-'80s,
didn't drop
Dean
out.
was out of the closet and HIV positive.
that's definitely not my dad. I don't think so. That'd be weird if my dad.
Yeah, if
Was
your,
out of the
dad,
closet?
if your dad's gay.
Well, Anne had HIV like this whole time and didn't
Yeah.
tell me.
Sounds like a comedian so far.
That's right. Is this guy related to Pryor? He really partied.
This whole thing is Dean Pryor. He bounced from job to job, mainly construction, with short stints as a Manhattan go-go dancer mixed in.
I bet he kept the construction uniform at nights. He just like, I'm just gonna keep this on and do the YMCA thing.
You know, he was on the Boys Club podcast. It was great.
It's guys' night out.
Yeah.
Guys' night
Eventually, he opened his own contracting business, saving enough money to buy a beautiful, rundown old mansion in Newark, just 20 minutes outside the city.
That sounds awesome, actually.
He quickly endeared himself to his neighbors. He was helpful, kind, and involved in the community.
So what's the problem, dude? Close the book.
Yeah,
the story's
this
over. This
is
guy ain't
already-
no criminal.
seems
This
like
is
a
a
good-
good human being.
He's a great guy.
Newark's got a great airport. It's where you fly in. It's easier to fly into that one and then go to the
Oh,
city.
you got all
rather
the
than
benefits of the
JFK.
city.
Yeah.
You
But
get
if you need a
space.
garden, you're in the state, right?
It's great.
It's just perfect. I don't know why you'd be reading a story about a guy that's just doing it right.
I think he's
Right.
killing it.
Just came out at the wrong time. You know, back then it wasn't accepted, but he's just trying to cope with it right now.
Yeah, everything was against him.
He got,
And then,
he
like-
got
and,
first
like,
edition HIV. That's very valuable these days.
first edition is what they called it.
But
You're-
back then it's just like he's got 7 years to live
oh yeah, that's different.
because
Nice.
that's when Tom Hanks' wife died in Forrest Gump in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Jenny.
But now it's a totally different thing.
You could live with it, and you're respected that you live. You're like, oh, that's cool. That's whatever. Yeah.
This is the most depressing podcast we've ever done. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Dean appeared to finally have his life together, but under the surface, he was caught up in a life of alcohol, cocaine, and wild parties.
Fuck yeah. Probably some good music, too.
1988, Dean wanders aimlessly through Greenwich Village when he sees The Beach, an upscale personal care salon. He entered on a whim and inside met the owner, Michael Hart, who hired him to do some contracting work. It didn't take long for them to become a couple. Michael was exactly what Dean needed. As a reformed drug dealer, he forced Dean to confront his demons. Soon, Dean
so Michael, the guy who owns the salon, used to be a drug dealer? And he's like, now I own a salon, I got my life on straight, and you can live like this too.
I got my life straight, and I'll straighten your hair. Let's do this.
That's right, but I ain't straight, if you know what I mean.
Not in the least. No way.
Let's
fuck
you
real
want
quick.
a buck after I curl that hair. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's
Mess
up.
with your curlies.
Come on, get in here.
Is that a blow dryer?
Soon, Dean was out of the party scene and in AA. Instead of go-go dancing, he was watching dancers on Broadway stages.
That sounds really boring. That's a really sad part of the story.
He
went from having a blast and just being fabulous to being like, now I just keep it square and I have water when everyone else is getting vodka.
How many times do you think he saw Rent?
I like that.
I think he lived Rent. This is before Rent even came out. He's like, I have the AIDS that they're writing about. I deserve more money. And that's how he became a robber, right? Did I guess the whole story?
You nailed it.
Go on with your story.
Game over.
No, I like this. You drive the podcast. I'm not even gonna. I don't even have anything to say. I can't compete.
You
with
better
what you're
say.
doing.
I fucking swore you in today. You've been knighted.
Oh God.
Go.
Children's Night Out is a great podcast starring Mike Lenoci,
And Chris Lev.
Chris Lev.
Oh, you and Chris both do it? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I love Chris.
Oh man, I
Rich just goes, you know what? I don't even want Mike on the podcast anymore.
no. I can't. I always want to like out his real Jew name over and over again. Now that he's like shortened down.
Is that
the
a Jew
Lev.
name?
I
Cool.
love when a comic changes his name
Oh,
because I go,
yeah.
that's not what's gonna help. But his was like people kept mispronouncing. I go, they probably did that to Hannibal Buress for years. Who cares?
Only
Fucking
assholes change the
plow
name, right,
through
guys?
it.
Yeah.
Plow through it.
I did it too. I shortened.
Did
my
you?
name. Yeah, I shortened.
You're
my name.
not. What
It
is
was
it?
John Levkulitz Shefsky, and I took that whole
Yeah, it's terrible. Unhappy with his construction business, Dean got certified in electrolysis and joined Michael in the salon.
What the fuck is that?
blasting ball hairs
Where you
off
like
of
you
dudes.
you go tsk, 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 and like you get rid of hair on people.
You ever look at a gay dude and you're like, how does he look so fucking smooth and he's 64? Like they
I thought
they
that was
like-
just genetics.
No. Like, yeah, I guess so.
I thought it was cum.
Yeah.
Personally.
Just a cum waxing.
Yeah.
I just rub this cum on me, it lathers up, and it dries my skin tone.
Why do you think
and
I look so good?
You're just covered in cum?
Yeah, most of the time.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
We have a lot of sorry, Mom moments on this.
Do moms listen a lot?
Mine does.
Ours do.
Yours does too?
Whoa.
Huh?
Your mom listens too?
I'm hoping. I mean, I haven't asked her
I
yet.
don't
It's
know
kinda
if
like a
your mom
private thing.
fucking listens to
She better
anything.
fucking listen. She's always talking about how she supports me. This is the one thing I want her to listen to.
Do you want them to keep supporting you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well, Dean's appointment book quickly filled, and he was earning $100 an hour.
Oh, it's like $100,000 sounds so good.
$100 an hour, but still, it's a lot of money.
That's
too.
pretty good. Even nowadays, that's good.
so far this guy seems like a
He-
guy,
dude.
a good guy.
Yeah, no, he's pretty great.
Don't see anything wrong.
There's a lot of that in the crime world.
Well,
there
we're
is.
on page 2 of 11, so we'll see. We'll
There
see
is.
where he goes.
But there are some red flags with the drug use and
Contracting.
that's all I'm gonna
He's a
say.
co-
What's
he's a
wrong with that?
contractor. He's a contractor.
it's the way, he dropped out, started using drugs, and then there's nothing wrong right now. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
just because I'm gonna say some shit that might get me in trouble, and I don't want to. So let's keep going.
Nobody in this room
It'd be
wants you
a
in trouble.
crime if this podcast ended your comedy career.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. It'd be
Crime!
a crime if this ruined everything for
We
you.
only say crime together.
Yeah.
Even that time I
Crime.
screwed up. Thank you. Crime.
Damn it.
Like frogs.
When laser hair removal emerged in the early 90s, he became an early adopter, practicing on his own body.
Clean Dean, they call me. Come on down. I'll zap your hair.
Dude, your arms look real smooth.
Oh, yeah. I can make your whole body smooth like this if you want.
Really?
Yeah, Clean Dean doesn't know when to stop. Your knuckles on your toes are going to be shiny when I'm done with you.
All right, this is making me a little uncomfortable, but a little sexualized also at the same time.
Well, go ahead and
I'm
get
fine with it. I'm down to watch.
Lenochi's just the guy in the corner jacking off.
No.
Well,
I
Dean
won't check.
Waxy.
I'll just watch.
Just watch.
Oh, well, in the sex world, I'm just going to watch. Usually means you're going to rub one
I
out.
want to watch, and I'm trying to find out when Dean becomes Mean Dean. I just
Mean
wanna,
Dean? Well, right now we're Clean Dean.
Dean
Yeah.
removed every hair on his torso, limbs, except for his left leg, which he left alone in case new technology
Red
emerged.
flag.
and he needed
First sign
practice.
of weirdness.
This red flag number 1.
Yeah.
There it is.
They call me Dean with the one weird leg.
Guarantee you some of his victims will have only hair on their left leg.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Or they
Ooh.
only have hair on the opposite leg. or whatever.
Foreshadowing. That's all I'm saying. Let's see.
No, not anymore. He got rid of all the shadowing with
Oh,
the laser
you
stuff.
Son of a
Play
bitch.
on words.
But Lady Luck is a fickle bitch.
This is a feminist podcast, Slaton. We don't even say that word.
Michael-
She's a cunt.
Also HIV positive.
Lady Luck.
developed full-blown AIDS.
I think that's a rude way to say it.
That's what it said in the book.
Yeah,
we say-
no, it's true.
It's the way you're supposed to say it.
We
If
say
one
trophy truck
HIV
class AIDS.
victim and another HIV victim get together,
They
that equals
neutralize?
full-blown
Oh,
AIDS.
I thought
That's
that-
not how it works.
I thought it
I'm
was a
just
really
kidding.
cool punk band.
It's just,
from
it's
when I
just
grew up.
pure math.
I
Full-blown
think
AIDS.
it's just
SBA.
not. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not doing the meds enough. I don't know. I don't know. how it
Michael
works.
passed away in November 1995,
Oh,
and Dean
bummer.
quickly reverted to his old ways.
during the Clinton administration, just to be.
Yeah, it's Clinton's fault, probably. I
Well,
mean, most things are
He's
Clinton's
listen. There's a lot of things he's tied to, in these crimes and these smuggling things. Research him. You know, he's not as cool as you think. I mean, he's cool.
Clinton?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I know. He's got like fucking 10 people he paid off that said that he raped them. You're like, gee, that's pretty gross. It's getting pretty bad.
Yeah.
But this guy though, Michael, who just died, is
Mhm.
is the owner of the salon
Yeah.
that passed away, that straightened him
Which
out. That
is-
was
Yep.
his
And now
lover,
Dean's
and
just dropped back into.
he's
back
slipping.
into-
He's slipping.
Yep.
His lover died. I see it. I see the montage in a movie.
Who
He
gets the
picks up. He looks
salon?
at the bottle. He cracks it open. He starts drinking.
Who gets the salon?
Yeah. Who gets the salon? Does he get it?
That's
As
a good
one
point.
might expect with cocaine, Dean soon had grand new ideas for his business.
Oh yeah.
You wrote that. That's good.
Yeah. All
There's
the
no,
every
no
word.
way, no comedian, no one who's not a comedian would have wrote that last sentence, which was great. I give that one credit.
Oh, thank you. Dean wanted to move his business into a quote medical setting. He reached out to Dr. Lori Polis, a well-respected dermatologist with numerous appearances on TV as a skin expert. They instantly hit it off, and he moved his electrolysis practice into her medical clinic.
Nice. So he wants more of the lab coat feel. Like I can charge a couple more an hour and get you in
It's
here.
more elegant. He'll get more money.
Yeah.
More people to come in,
Mm-hmm.
and he can do more drugs with the more money.
Oh, yeah, get
and
more
get
coke.
more bad ideas.
Get more blow, bro.
Still sounds like a hustler right now.
Yeah, no, this is just a New York success story right
Yeah.
now.
I agree.
Yeah.
That lost a loved one. This is a good Lifetime movie right now.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I don't want our viewers to be sad, but I'm very sad right now.
Well, you might want to prepare them for the rest of the story because this would be a little emotional.
You're mocking me, you dick.
Laser treatment was beginning to enter into medical skincare, and Dr. Polis was a leader in her field. So it seemed totally normal to her when Dean asked to sit in on some of her appointments to observe her technique. He explained that seeing what she was doing would help him better determine if he should refer a client to her. His presence during the procedures ended up being helpful. He took meticulous notes and helped put patients at ease. He became an indispensable part of the practice, helping with everything from repairs to marketing. He also brought in a big new client base of gay men cleaning hair for their beach bodies and transgender women looking to remove facial hair.
Hell yeah.
It was
you
a
gotta
match
do the
made in
work.
heaven.
You know what I'm saying? Fake it till you make it.
Well, he's ahead of the curve here. This is mid-90s.
Yeah, he sounds like
he's a pioneer.
Yeah, he's a pioneer. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Well, I didn't get into this, but there's a whole side thing about how even in the gay community, transgender wasn't very accepted then.
No.
And he was super transgender people, women didn't really trust gay men because they were usually assholes to them at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like super like, yeah, man, you're cool. Come on in.
Oh wow, yeah. Bring
So
them together.
he fostered this like
a
come get
real
your hair
Harvey
off.
Milk of a man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm still. There was only one red flag, and we all have 3 or 4 just sitting here. So far, he's better than us.
Like I said, it was a match made in heaven.
Speak for yourself, man.
Until several months later, when Dean announced that he was dying of AIDS and moving to Florida to spend his last days with his parents. The office was devastated.
Yeah, but we knew that was coming because you
Because of
told
the
us
AIDS.
in the 80s he got HIV,
Yeah.
and unless you were Magic Johnson, you're not going to survive it.
When did Magic Johnson get AIDS
Yesterday.
or HIV? He never got AIDS, obviously, but when did
No,
he get HIV?
he got HIV, and then it disappeared.
That's pretty cool.
But Dean was not dying of
Jogged it
AIDS.
off. He jogged it off. Wait, what?
He was not
But
dying
he
of
had
AIDS.
HIV.
Yes, he had HIV.
But he was going to take it to the next level of riffing.
He's faking his death. Is
He's
what
just-
he's doing.
he's
Red
doing-
flag.
In reality,
number 2.
he had discovered a new drug in Dr. Polis's office, Statol NS, a highly addictive opiate nasal spray.
Whoa, you could just spray it in your nose?
Mm-hmm. And get super high, bro.
Oh, that's cool.
He was not moving to Florida.
Can we get it?
Instead, he moved to Park Avenue and opened up his own medical skincare spa, Skin Ovations.
So he's in the same fucking city and he's trying to play dead?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to get sued.
Because he wants to open up, he just wants to steal what she's doing.
Yeah. Hey, sounds like a hustler.
Yeah, now he's turning into a real cock.
Yeah. Or, yeah. I mean, this happens every day all over the country, though.
Yeah,
So far,
So
the
there's
only
a lot of
crime is
bad things.
being a
I mean,
dick,
it's okay.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a dick move, though.
Yeah, being a dick is kind of
Stealing from this lady? I mean, she might have been.
Well,
rich, too.
he saw an idea and ran with it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, Lenoci's fucking rationalized this whole guy's crime career, so yeah, he's fine. Let's not judge him. He was just trying to make do with what he had. Fuck you! This guy stole my idea.
Listen, it will make it better for the turn when I hear the bad stuff
right.
and I go,
I didn't know when I was defending him that I was defending a guy that was willing to go that far.
yeah, I don't know how far he's gonna go.
Yeah.
So far, he's just keeping hair on his legs.
How low can you go, man?
You know what's fun? Because for me, this show is like watching someone go on a roller coaster with a blindfold on because they never know when the drop's actually going to hit.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh, it's
fucking make a
beautiful.
drop hit. Hurry up and read
When
that shit.
Dean left, his LGBT clients went with him. He was especially enticing to transitioning clients as he promised to reduce the pain of lasers by injecting their faces with numbing lidocaine.
Oh yeah, dude.
Less pain meant longer sessions, meant faster results.
Yep.
When he entered the treatment room wearing a long white lab coat and a winning smile, he immediately put his clients at ease. Real
Charming
doctors-
guy is another trait
Very
killers
charming.
have. They're very charming.
That's true. That's why I'm
Careful
scared
with-
shitless of Lenoci right now. He's very
Yes.
charming.
Hey,
He's got the Ted Bundy left eye.
when I'm in
me
my
see it.
80s, who's to say what's gonna happen? Maybe I'll have all this knowledge of all these good ideas.
You'll just start eating human meat and taking
Listen,
money.
I'll give you one little idea I have. If you're gonna murder someone, make it look like you have a very busy week ahead of you. Because people are always like, well, why would he, if he had done that and fled and stuff? If he had a dental appointment on Wednesday, he wouldn't have left $500 cash in his room. You know what I mean? Leave cash, leave a lot of things, kill someone, flee town.
And they'll just think you were busy. You're too busy.
There was like it couldn't have been him.
He got his hair done. How would he have had his
Seems
hair
like a
done?
foolproof plan, to be honest.
Oh, I've been listening for a long time.
He knows. Lenoci knows. On the next.
Michael
Lenoci
Lenoci
knows.
was born September 15th, 1983.
Oh my God! He's in the room. The call is coming from inside the room.
No!
All right, go on with your story. Dean Del Martin.
He's killing us with act-outs.
All right, go.
Dean Del Mar.
Dean Del Martin.
Nice.
He's a new Sandy Danto character.
No, hilarious.
Doctors were also fooled by Dean's charms. They wrote prescriptions for his clients and provided the lidocaine for the injections. Dean expanded his practice to include procedures that towed the line of real medical practice.
I'm gonna cut your dick off. You'll be a woman. Trust me.
Not a big deal.
That's insane.
Well, lay down.
Nuts
I'll
to butts.
Nuts. Oh, you're going.
He's putting injections in his face. I don't do that good.
That's
impression.
great. But people are gonna be like, "We heard you on the podcast." Dean's like, "I didn't do the podcast. Where'd you hear that? I'm over here eating no sugar, doing lines of blow." Dean Del Rey. They didn't tell me they had a podcast. Hey, where'd you get those shoes, man?
High and inside. In 1997, Dean began to pass himself off as an actual dermatologist.
This actually does sound like Dean Del Rey now that we're talking about it. Oh, I've been doing this forever, man. Come on down. That's a mole. Nah, it's not cancerous. This one over here, though. Whoa, I'm not cutting that thing off.
He's had 7 different careers. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh, before I was a folk singer, I was definitely a dermatologist in New York that everyone thought was dead.
But fair enough. This guy, call yourself a dermatologist. He's been around for 10 years in that industry.
Sure.
He seems like he's helping people. He's got a lot of clientele. They trust him. They
People
keep
feel
coming
good.
back.
Yeah,
they
just
come back because
happy
he's doing well.
clients.
I agree with him.
Call yourself a medical doctor that has never ended poorly on this show.
If you do stand-up once a week for 10 years, you can call yourself a stand-up.
You're a comic.
Fine.
You're a comic. I mean, I do. Fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't exactly lie, but he manipulated his image to get people to assume it on their own. Real doctors were now giving referrals to Dr. Dean Faiello. Faiello, that's how you pronounce it. I almost forgot.
You're insulting this criminal.
Eventually, he started writing prescriptions to himself for Stadol. He signed them Dr.
Is that
Lori
all?
Polis.
Is that all that's wrong with you? All right, sorry. That was a wordplay thing. I couldn't help it. I just thought
I get it. It was right there.
Guys, make sure your volume is turned down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Am I too loud on this mic? I'm sorry.
No, Dean Del Rey is too loud on this mic. You're fine.
Yeah, no, it's
Too loud? I couldn't hear myself last time. I mean, who keeps their mic so low?
Across town, the real Dr. Paulus was still oblivious to the many betrayals.
Oh, no.
Until she flipped through a copy of New York Magazine and found an ad that looked a lot like her own.
So this little fucking bitch thinks he's gonna tell me he's moving to Florida.
How long after was this?
Not long.
Like a year?
A couple of years. Yeah, year or so.
God, imagine her point of view. Like,
Oh yeah, my blood
as
would
she
boil.
opens it, like the camera zooms in from over her left
Yeah.
shoulder into the article.
Probably taking a shit because that's when you read periodicals that are for your career
Maybe,
field.
yeah.
Like, I
But
guess
women
I'll
don't
read
take a
this.
shit, and you know that.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, beautiful women, they just don't poop.
Yeah, probably when she was making flowers.
That's right. She was making
Yeah.
flowers.
You know,
But now it's getting creepy for her.
I mean, she was obviously shocked because he was supposed to be in Florida dying
for
of
sure.
AIDS.
And now you're like, this guy's onto some weird shit.
When she saw he described himself as a medical practitioner willing to remove ugly brown spots, she knew she had to act. Dean could be looking at skin cancer and trying to treat it with lasers,
Oh yeah,
no.
which is the number one worst way to treat skin cancer.
Is that true?
Well, we'll
don't
get to it
think
again
it
later.
is.
But if you do lasers, like lasers are fine for removing spots and blemishes.
Yeah.
But skin cancer, you can like if you're not diagnosing it, you can just be like going
Add power
over
to it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you're
No, it's
you
just-
Hulk
you're-
out the cancer or whatever.
You're probably
but
ignoring it.
Oh,
you're
I see.
covering it up.
Oh,
And the people are going to be like, oh, I'm fine, but it's still
It's
in
in there. Yeah.
It's in there.
He's essentially murdering people.
Oh, okay. I was.
Mm,
I like
see?
that you almost gave.
And he can accidentally murder people. So it's manslaughter right now.
That's true.
If you had a good lawyer, you could be like,
He's
it's
inadvertently.
manslaughter.
A little reckless endangerment,
It's
maybe.
reckless. Like, listen, if you kill someone from drunk driving, it's manslaughter.
Yeah.
This is drunk laser removal, in a way.
Well, I mean, he is also high as balls the entire time doing this.
So there you go. I'm already on board. Like, I already got a team, and he's getting felonies.
He's huffing opiates and hitting people with lasers.
Lenoci and Lenoci. They'll
So
take
here
you
we
down.
go. I'm on to him now. Ready? I'm holding onto my mic.
Oh, you're in. She tried to report the fake doctor, but found it surprisingly difficult. The state health department wouldn't act without a consumer complaint. The police replied they couldn't act because it wasn't a crime for him to run a laser. The DA, I don't know why it's so funny.
That is
To
funny.
run a laser.
Yeah, I'm running like
Lady,
well,
it's
using
not a
laser-
crime to run a laser. She's like, but he's murdering people basically. It's not illegal to run a laser, bitch.
You just shoot it however you want. It's fine.
He's
Not a big
also
deal.
giving us money and helping us with our clientele, though, because we fucking transgender people on the side.
Yeah, they probably do.
You know?
These are big accusations, Michael Lenoci. I don't know if we can. Okay.
The DEA said it wasn't a drug issue. The Better Business Bureau said they couldn't prove false advertising. The district attorney didn't even return her calls.
Wow.
It seems
Let's go
no
be
one
doctors
cared.
right now.
I know.
I'll be a
Dude,
gyno.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Are you?
Really?
Well, we'll just pick like an age group. Are
It's
you
like
24 years old to 26 years old? I'm your gyno.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to be like a walk-in clinic doctor and just be like, yeah, you're good. Just take some Tylenol.
You're like
We have that in California. It's called the weed doctor.
you want to be like a pre-Coachella gynecologist. Like, make sure it's all up and running
yeah.
before you go there for the
Oh
week.
yeah, not after you've
Not
been
a
camping.
oh no
God,
no.
Sorry,
after
lady.
you- after you've been not showering because it's too scary.
This
Yeah,
is
I get it.
This is so mean. Women go through so much, Slaton, and
Yeah.
you're just belittling their struggle.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You try having a period every month, you dick.
It seemed no one cared about stopping the fake doctor until she received a notice from a health insurance group asking why she was writing so many prescriptions for Stadol to Dean Faiello.
Oh, so he's writing the. He's writing.
Yeah,
he stole her pad, basically.
Yep. This time the DEA took notice. He was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, forgery, and possession of a forged instrument. He took a plea deal that reduced the charges and received 3 years probation plus drug rehab.
Not bad.
Not bad at all,
Not
right?
Wait,
bad.
so he didn't go to jail at all?
No, because he's a first-time offender. Okay.
And it's kind of it wasn't a huge
First
offense.
It's just a slap. It's just like,
offender.
oh, cool. You got addicted to drugs, but you were helping people because you got to think there's hundreds of people saying, no, he helped me so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in all crimes, you
Also,
start
he's
noticing
hot.
it's like you always have like a congregation of people like, no, he's great. And you're like, well, okay. There's always some
Yup.
people like arguing for.
But there is a couple red flags so far outside of the hair on one leg.
In 1999, Dean's mother passed away and he slipped back into using drugs. The business struggled. Friends expected his inheritance to help ease the financial burden,
But it didn't.
but his sister got everything. When friends asked why he didn't get a dime, Dean shrugged and said, quote, because I'm so irresponsible with money. The truth was that Dean had taken out a bunch of credit cards in his mother's name, maxing out each and every one. Her death exposed his fraud, the estate paid off his debts, and no charges were filed, but he got nothing.
Oh, because he had already spent all that money that
Yeah.
he illegally.
They were like,
was-
you've already, you don't get anything now that you've been fraudulently buying stuff off the Home Shopping Network or whatever it is you do with fake credit cards.
What a waste.
Yeah.
What a waste of money.
Okay, now we're seeing like he was a hustler, but now he's being irresponsible, which is probably going into the
Kind of
drug
scamming
use.
his
That-
dying mother.
And that happens with everyone who is a drug user, who's addicted.
Yeah,
They'll steal TVs, sell them, and buy more
They don't
drugs.
want to. They're going like this with their hand as they're going to do
Yeah.
it. They're like, but I need the drugs.
Yeah.
need the
So far, just a typical normal guy who was a homosexual in the 80s and 90s. I feel like that's
He's a normal homosexual for the 80s and 90s.
He's a successful businessman.
Standard.
Stole a great
standard
marketing
80s
plan.
gang.
normal guy, but got addicted to drugs.
Got
Fair
addicted to
enough.
drugs.
So far, the only red flag was got addicted to drugs, and it made him make bad decisions in the medical field
Sure.
and financial field. But so far, the only red flag to me is the hair on the leg. The other stuff is typical crime shit that happens with anyone who gets addicted to drugs.
Don't you think though, like having an ad with your face on it when you just told people that you were dead less than a year ago in the same town?
Hey man, we know people crazier than this
Yeah.
guy right now in
Okay.
town that are as delusional
They'll
as
be
him.
here tonight.
But
They'll
they're not
put their
lasering us. They
headshot-
don't have lasers.
There's people with 3 albums out there that have never been on TV
Mm-hmm.
that are like, I'm going to my 3rd album. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but do they have lasers?
But they don't have lasers.
Yeah. I'm not worried about their albums. Like I am the lasers. Thank you, Rich.
Got you. Sorry, we got off track there. Got a little real.
Lasers are
It's the
important.
number one question everybody asks. Do they have lasers?
Yeah.
You say, we went that way, officer. The officer stops and goes like, does he have a laser, ma'am? And you let him know, and then they proceed.
No laser. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're jaywalking though. I need to give you a ticket.
That's
for
right.
$500.
That's right. And that's when you pull your laser out and be like, give someone else a ticket.
You're
bitch.
done.
Why don't you try to give these photons a ticket? And then you blast the hole in them.
By now, Dean was up to his eyeballs in debt. His new habit, sleeping through appointments, wasn't helping.
Oh,
He
yeah,
rented
that's
out
the
rooms.
downfall of the business. Any business, with or without drugs. Sleeping through appointments?
Yeah, it's never good. He rented unless what the appointment's for is for you to sleep. Then it's fine.
Yeah.
That's not the appointment.
He rented out rooms in his Newark mansion, but still couldn't cover his costs. Dean's probation ended in January 2002. Thinking he was finally free and clear, he went back to his old habits of playing doctor. But authorities were still sending undercover agents posing as clients.
Do you say undercover?
Undercover?
Sound like you said overcover.
Yeah, I know what
he
it's.
messed
I know
up.
what it sounded like. God,
I'm just letting you
it's
know.
you're the
He lost air.
We get a lot of info from people, a lot of emails about the guy reading the stories on the
not
show.
enough dick pics though.
Ooh, that's a shot,
No, we
dude.
do.
Because you don't. Okay.
We don't really.
Yeah,
We don't get any emails.
we get as many of the
We need more.
dick pics.
We get dick pics.
Label them John Shefsky.
It's because of
It
Slaton.
wasn't
No.
just the law closing in on Dean's operation. Reporters from Channel 9 and the New York Post were also building stories for major exposés. Channel 9 went in with a hidden camera, getting Dean on tape lying about a fake medical degree. The Post sent in a reporter as well, who got him to tell her that a potentially cancerous lesion didn't actually need a biopsy.
And she already knew, like, from getting a real doctor to check it out.
Yeah.
How bummer it would be to be that person, though. Where you're just like, fuck, I'm going to have cancer. Like, but I got to go do this undercover expose thing. I'd be like, I'm not going to go do your expose. I'm going to go to the doctor, get this thing cut out right now.
And
Every fucking minute counts with these tumors and cells and shit.
thanks for coming in, ma'am. Let me just take a look at your arm for a second. You said
Yep,
there's a
here it
problem.
is. Does everything look all right? You look like...
Yeah, it looks totally fine. I just have a little cream. Maybe I'll lighten it up and get you ready for that beach. Because you're a cutie, you know.
Yeah. You don't have to worry. It goes away once I
You
take
sure
it off
I'm not
the
going to
laser.
die?
No, not at all. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll just laser it for a while. It's technical,
You don't have to
but
see
it's
it.
fine.
We're okay? I don't need to go get it checked out further?
No, not in the least. In fact, I would suggest that you don't, because little known fact, getting it checked out too many times can make it worse.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I know your doctor.
Also,
someone that
no
actually
one
cares.
dies from skin cancer.
Never. It never happens.
Well, skin cancer turns into other stuff, so you do die from it.
I was just playing the dumb guy in the scene. Jesus,
Jeez.
man.
Well, I thought Slaton was the dumb guy in the scene.
I was the doctor.
And I was just like his dumb friend, like, it
yeah.
doesn't.
And then it turns
He was
out-
my friend who just wandered in.
Yeah.
'cause
But then in the middle-
we were fucking earlier because I'm a gay doctor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then
He
you
just-
came in to do a thing, and I was like, "Let me look at your stupid arm, and I'll get back to blowing this guy."
And then ironically,
I was getting
But
blown.
he was bored though. He was like, "This guy, I was getting blown, and now I have to wait around for you to save a life or whatever."
But I'm straight, but was open to getting blown.
Yeah,
You
his marriage
guys-
isn't going well. He's like kind of
you guys
reaching
are
that
making a
age
joke
where
about
he's
this, but this lady, she has skin cancer.
not anymore.
She died from it, so she doesn't have it.
No, this lady didn't die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
this
if
is our reporter.
I don't know who to believe at this table.
She's a Dateline reporter.
Yeah.
Sounds like a.
I was datelined once in college.
The stories broke in October 2002. Channel 9 aired the hidden camera footage, and the Post published a blistering article titled "He'll Make Your Skin Crawl." and included a quote from Dr. Polis, quote, "Having a laser in your hand is like having a gun. You need to know what you're doing. You can get a mole lasered off at one of these practitioners, and 3 years later, you're dead of brain cancer."
Jesus, that's depressing.
Yeah.
This is somebody that's bad.
This was the doctor he stole everything from.
She was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few days
That's why
later,
I was
Dean
confused
turned
there.
Good real
himself-
moment right there from John.
Yeah, I'm really confused. I was actually confused. I was like, but wouldn't we? Oh no, we already cleared that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
The first rule of this show is no, don't. A few days later, Dean turned himself into police. He was arraigned on 20 various misdemeanor and felony charges ranging from practicing medicine without a license to second-degree assault for some botched tattoo removal jobs. He was released on a $5,000 bail and 2 conditions. First, that he not treat any patients at all, including non-medical treatments. Second, he was not to use a laser in any capacity.
What year was this at still?
2002.
Yep.
Okay, because they're
Lenoci, I don't say Lenoci is the most present, like in terms of not getting lost by the facts and the
He
people.
knows.
He's dialed
he
in.
knows. Well,
Yeah.
he's a pro
Because
at
I'm
crime.
trying to figure out when the fuck does this get really grimy? Because like,
Oh,
what
it's-
if the whole story is just like, so this guy was a shitty medical guy, and
he
I'm
got
like,
sued.
that's it?
Yeah, he lost his license and they sued him for $100,000. Like, I don't give a shit.
Flip the table.
Yeah.
And be like, what kind of fucking crime podcast?
Yeah.
I thought this guy was gonna murder people.
It's called simple, easy, no big deal.
This is
crimes.
misdemeanor
Yeah.
shit.
Welcome to weak crimes. These are very weak crimes.
Oh, a doctor who's not a doctor? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a million of those
This
in
week
this
on
country.
Infraction.
When Steve stole a pack of gum, he got a spanking.
So
That's
it's
the end of the podcast.
2002. I'm a junior in high school. You guys are dropped out at this point.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah, he's been told, but important instruction, he's been told not to use a laser in any capacity.
Until
So Dean
Starfleet.
did what anyone would do in that situation. He started practicing medicine out of an apartment.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
Yeah,
At least he's got
you hear the
drive.
stories. Also, 2002 was around the time when
The towers were hit.
1 billion Dr. Evil was using lasers in movies.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that out there.
Makes it
Oh
even
my
scarier.
God! He was in his apartment, like doing the procedure,
And
and
then
he
saw
saw
Mr.
that.
Evil.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, good idea. Thank you,
Oh,
Michael
dude.
Myers."
And I'll make $1 million.
And then he connected. He goes, Michael Myers movie, Michael Myers the killer. And then he started coming up with the idea of lasers and how to murder people.
Oscar
Watch.
Myers,
Watch.
wieners,
Yeah, he just-
Let's
it's
see.
all laser murder.
transgenders. He cooks their wieners
One
after he
shaved
takes
leg.
it off of them.
One shaved leg.
One
are his
shaved leg.
victims.
That's
Let's
cool.
watch.
Oh,
Watch.
hairy leg Dean here.
We call that a monkey leg.
Let's see
Where'd
where
that
this
come from?
goes.
Okay.
When
monkey leg.
prosecutors gave him a generous plea deal, they had no idea he was seeing patients in a 1-bedroom on 16th Street.
16th Street in Manhattan.
How do you think
Yeah.
he's paying the rent?
Chelsea,
Prosecutors.
basically, if you're trying to do the math.
Yeah.
Maria Pilar Cruz was one of his patients. The 35-year-old was a fit, successful woman working as a financial analyst, bringing in $200,000 a year.
Probably doing coke.
But she had one big problem.
Hair
She
all
suffered
over the
from
place.
a condition called black hairy tongue,
Really?
which is exactly what it sounds like.
They don't have a better name for it?
Black-
BHT?
What, I know this doesn't really matter, but what's her ethnicity?
She is
She's Latina, right?
specifically Filipino. Yeah,
Black hair.
curious.
So they have hair coming out of their tongue?
black. It's like your tongue, because your tongue is a bunch of like little weird things that stick out. Like
Yeah,
by
yeah.
your
You brush
taste
it.
buds.
You know, you can brush
Yeah.
your tongue now.
So it's just those things get black and nasty. It looks like your tongue is hairy.
Yeah.
How do they get nasty?
Just don't. What
do you think?
Are you playing Lenoci's up nasty tongue?
black hairy tongue is caused by.
American tongue. I'm very clean. I'm an immigrant tongue. I'm so filthy. Oh, please help me. Let me come to your... It's like a giant tongue Statue of Liberty.
We gotta keep these immigrants from exporting these nasty tongues into our country.
We have to put a wall up so these dirty tongues can't come over here. Right?
Actually, the real thing is that there's been a big rise in black hairy tongue in the last 7 to 8 years or so.
Yeah.
And it comes from eating ass specifically.
Are you serious?
No.
No,
not in the least.
no, man.
What?
But the one first cure for the hairy tongue was you stick your tongue in a fish bowl and the fish eat it off like allergy. That was a real way.
Are
All right,
you
that bombed. Okay.
Oh, fuck. I thought he was... I was like...
No,
they
we're
have-
we're
they
playing
have
it straight.
leeches.
I'm on the train with you over here, Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
We're playing it straight.
The train of confusing John and making him think things that are untrue.
No,
or
you're
true.
really good at doing little voices and characters. I like that. That's a strength you have, and you should use
power.
that on stage, and then people
determining
will know your name.
determining between truth and reality is something you're not good at. Though.
Huh?
Determining like whether something is true or not is not a skill of yours, though.
No, I am gullible.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
I've admitted
Really?
that many times. Like I'm in, like if you once
know
you're
what?
past your security clearance, I'm gullible. Beforehand, I'll be like, "What are you up to? What's going on?"
You know what, John? Here's a
but
fact
past
you don't
security
know.
clearance, I'm like, "All right, cool. You said take a left. We'll take a left." And then
Here's something you don't know. You're not actually gullible.
Oh,
Yes, I am. You're trying to make me confused about the untruth in that statement. Fuck you and go on with your story.
Maria had seen countless doctors for help with her gross mouth, but it kept coming back.
I like the way you say that. It's very rude. Is she alive still? Because she's going to be very offended.
She was desperate enough to go to an apartment doctor who insists on being paid in cash.
I can take care of your hairy tongue.
I'm going to go say that she is still alive because of some of the information that is in the story. How would they know unless it was from her mouth?
I'm so grossed out about this hairy
point.
tongue right now.
Her mouth.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is hairy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do you know that disorder where people freak out when they see holes in things? There's like a thing where people can't look at like a hand with like holes in it or whatever. You have it too?
No. All right, I give up. Who are you guys?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know
what you're talking about.
There's this like thing where people like are grossed out. There's a name for it when you look at something like that has like a bunch of holes in it, like cheese with holes in it, or like
You mean
porous.
it's a phobia?
Well, if your
Yeah,
hand has
it's
a
a
hole in it-
phobia.
Oh,
It's a phobia.
phobia.
It's a phobia. And
A hole phobia, so
I
you never
promise-
fuck.
It's not for
No,
one
because the
hole.
vagina's not really a hole. Let's
Yeah,
think about
for-
that.
yeah, I
it's
was
more
gonna
of a
say, you
mush.
sexist.
It's a mush that you go into,
It's
so
a
it's not like a hole.
That's fair.
It's a love glove. But what I'm saying is this other thing is like it's something like porous stuff grosses people out, and it doesn't. I don't know if it grosses me out or not. But the hairy tongue thing, I can't get the image out of my head. It's tripping me the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Like,
had.
I imagine
she had
every
hairy
follicle
tongue.
coming out of the little. What do you call those things? The little ugh.
Okay, but
She also had curly eye and mo forehead.
Old curly eye. Eh? What she did? No,
Mo-
she didn't.
and Mo
You fucking
forehead.
trying to gullible me. Go on with your story. I thought you were serious.
Three Stooges reference.
I'll never trust you
went
again.
by everybody.
You're
I think did
okay.
it right.
You still have a few more lies before I don't trust you. But you with the purple shirt, thinking that color's cool. Oh, I've got something.
well, it
saved up
fits
for you.
his Arizona Diamondbacks hat.
Los Angeles Aviators, the professional ultimate frisbee team. Please don't denigrate my. I
No,
watch real man sports,
support-
not this baseball.
I support
pussy
like the hard
shit.
work of all the athletes and the people that get them on the field, but the color's offensive.
On Sunday, April
Purple's horrible.
13th, 2003, Maria left work and withdrew $400 from her bank account.
Nice.
She headed to Dean's apartment/operating room, ready for more work from the charming doctor. As usual, Dean injected the area with lidocaine.
Her tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The numbing agent.
this part of the procedure?
Yeah, say that. What'd you say that? I didn't really catch it.
Is this part of the procedure?
You wanna suck my penis? Now I'm supposed to be your doctor.
Dean was straight,
I
dude.
really shouldn't.
Dean wouldn't have her suck his penis.
But he would.
But
It's
she
a hairy tongue.
did work out, so she probably had a good physique and it's manly.
Hairy
and if
tongue.
you could feel and the hairy tongue.
He's like, it feels like some balls.
yeah, because guess what? Guys who
Hair-
suck a lot of have hairy tongues.
Is
That's
that how it
that's a
happens?
thing. Yeah.
Guys,
true.
if you ever need facts, I want you to just look up Lenoci and just he'll
means
tell you.
means popsicles.
Yeah.
He was trying to. He was just saying that don't eat cold food.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's
Yeah.
fine. The numbing agent is very touchy. Too little will fail to numb the area. Too much
Too
can
much.
cause serious complications. On top of that, the tongue is a thicket of capillaries, capable of rushing medication into the body at high speeds. Dean, not being an actual doctor, didn't know any of this. Within minutes of her injection, Maria started having seizures on the table.
Jeez, that's when you're standing there like, uh-oh, I shouldn't have lied about being a doctor.
Well, here he's going to come into his killing spree because his first one is going to be accidental, but he gets a thrill from it because he looks down and has a boner. But let's continue.
I just was going to say he puts her down the trash chute into the incinerator, but okay, he has a boner.
Maria started having seizures on the table. A simple injection of the proper drug would have balanced her out, but Dean never went to medical school.
So he didn't know that the other drug would have balanced her out.
Instead, he grabbed the
Fucking
phone
Dean!
and called a doctor.
Listen, he's fine. She
Oh, he
lives.
grabbed the phone to call a doctor. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, because how would we know she really had a seizure? He's not going to tell us that.
The doctor told him to take her to the hospital, but Dean knew a hospital visit would be the final straw. As soon as she woke up, his life would be over. He breathed a sigh of relief when she stopped shaking,
Oh, thank goodness. She's all right now.
until he realized she was
She's
no
with
longer
God.
breathing.
She's with
she
Jesus.
was dead. She was dead.
Wow.
So,
she died.
so let's pause for a second. So this is all based off what he told us.
What Dean told us? What
Yes.
Rich told us?
Well,
Yes.
This comes from a lot of different
Sources, but
sources.
there's only two of them in the room. One's dead. Dean had to have told that story.
Sure.
Let's keep that in mind.
Okay.
Finally, Dean took her to the hospital just in time to save her life.
God damn it with this
No,
fuck. Oh,
no,
fucking
no,
liar.
no. She
Oh.
died. She
Oh,
died
okay.
right there.
Look at this
She
motherfucker.
was very dead.
He didn't sell that to me at
Yeah,
all. I
oh.
saw it right in your eyes. Hey,
That-
gullible man, got his guard up.
Oh shit!
All right, so go.
He
so
grabbed a carry-on suitcase from his closet, stuffed her 90-pound body inside.
90
Oh
pounds.
my God.
I guess
tiny Filipino
not
woman.
really working out that hard.
No, she apparently she was pretty she was just a tiny. She was like 5'1"
She's
or
Filipino,
something.
dude. Haven't you seen
She might have been-
Filipinos?
She might have been 4'11" actually. He was tiny.
She couldn't have been 3'11". That's a band of white guys.
He put her body inside the suitcase, loaded her in the back of his 96 Jeep Cherokee, and drove to New Jersey.
He had a 96 Jeep Cherokee.
Which
and
is a cool car back in 2002.
Yeah.
I mean, still a fun car now, but, you know.
I don't even have one, so sure.
Remember, he's blowing through cash like
Lenoci
crazy.
will take the car right now. You could probably actually get it from the police impound.
I'll keep the suitcase in there. Or, whatever I have to do to drive around.
Is there some old sardine can or something in the glove compartment? This car stinks.
Not good.
I am not driving this car anywhere. Who does this?
That was Dean. He's
No,
back.
we got that.
For a while, he stored the suitcase in his friend Mark's garage.
Oh my God!
Hey,
Sorry about the
Mark.
smell, Mark. Yeah. Hey,
Chuck-
what do you
What the fuck
do?
you doing, Mark?
Are you going on a trip? Why are your luggage in my garage?
Yeah. Hey, how about this? If someone is ever like, "Hey, can I leave my suitcase at your house?" No,
Yeah,
never.
not even kind of.
Not even because there's no reason for it. Like,
Yeah.
what's
Well-
in it first is the question. What's in it? Clothes? Can I see
Why
before
is
you leave
heavy?
it here?
Does his friend Mark know that something's heavy in there?
Well,
Does he
so
just-
at the time, Dean
he a
was in the
gullible
process
guy?
of getting ready to sell his house.
yeah.
And so he was kind of, Mark was
Moving
next door. He was
stuff.
moving some
Oh.
stuff out.
So he tricked
So
him.
it totally it's one of those things. Of
Then
course.
he called the cops on Mark. Just saying, it could have been a good idea.
That would have
Oh
been
my
smart.
God, that would have been
Would
smart.
have been so
Yeah,
smart.
be like,
know
hey, I
who's
think he
the
killed
killer.
someone.
Mark
There's the
chalked up
killer.
the smell to a dead rat in the rafters. Dean stored the body there until late May. So remember, this death happened April 13th. He stored the body there until late May
Oh my God.
when he took the suitcase to his rundown mansion. Dean had a stockpile of concrete left over from repairs done to make the house ready for sale.
Perfect.
He poured a small...
How East Coast of him, huh?
Right?
He's not even in the mob.
It's just so easy to cover up because she's doing something under the table too with cash. She's not paying on the books. It's just like she set herself up.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't go to an apartment doctor is kind of my...
But to
I already
be
knew
fair,
that before this story.
to be fair, this guy's a hustler so far. He's had a good life. He got in a
Yep.
few drug problems.
He's good looking.
And even to this point, Charming, he accidentally made a mistake and someone died. Horrible. It's a manslaughter thing too. No murder has happened yet.
Yeah, that's true.
He
Okay.
poured a small
Wait,
platform
what?
in the garage, shoved the lady-filled suitcase
I'm a
into
really
the wet
bad
concrete,
detective. I'm a really bad detective. Okay.
So far, no murder.
Lenoci,
And
we're
covered
going
it-
to release him. He's okay.
covered it with more. A former boyfriend, Greg, who was helping him move out, came over and found Dean smoothing out the surface with a trowel.
What you up to there, Dave?
Get the fuck out! Is this kind of what happened, actually.
Oh.
We just enacted, we just did a real
Jeez, what
reenactment.
crawled up your ass? I'm going to
You
go down to
used
the beauty
to,
bar and
but
have
not
a
anymore.
martini.
Yeah, because you got hairy fucking dung. So
Ugh.
get out of here.
The house sold the very next day. A young couple moved in, completely unaware of their unexpected roommate.
Where is it at?
Buried encased in concrete in the garage.
Oh, it's in the garage.
In
So,
his-
yeah,
in the
so
garage
it's
of the
under.
house. Yeah.
Underneath the garage.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not that like
Yeah.
you're not gonna notice it. Live your life.
You just put a ping pong net across it and play.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah,
fine.
it's on the ground. You just parked the car over it. I'm assuming he just paved the garage ground.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about masonry, but it sounds like it will work.
Dean moved in with Mark. He slept all day and did blow all night. He ran up a $500 electricity bill by blasting the air conditioning. He wore his host's clothes, despite notes addressed to him
Well,
saying, Dean,
Stop
leave
wearing my
fucking
clothes.
alone.
Dean, leave my fucking clothes
Listen,
alone. My
he's-
leopard robe, leave it.
I don't want to just throw out $500 electric. The other guy was living there too, $250. Okay,
Sure.
because like
Fair.
he's living in there, the air conditioning, and he's getting help of it too. I'm sure he fucking microwaved some frozen foods, was watching television. So let's not
Voice of
throw,
reason. Voice
Let's
of
not
reason
throw
over here.
all the fucking money bill for the electricity onto.
Lenoci goes to a murder trials
Dean.
and he's like, hey, but we got some things we need to worry about with these flatmates and their agreement, okay, before you lock him up so fast.
A few days later, Mark was reorganizing. Oh, he kicked Mark out. There
There's
we go.
murder.
Well,
and
you
there's-
kicked Dean out.
Mark kicked Dean out,
Dean
but,
out.
but Dean left some of his stuff at Mark's place.
Gotcha.
A few days later, Mark was reorganizing his garage when he picked up a piece of luggage and heard something inside. He opened it to find a purse with tampons, an address book, credit cards, and an ID belonging to Maria Cruz. Mark called a couple of the numbers in the book, but all he got was a wrong number. He put the purse back in the suitcase
It's like
and tossed
touching
it
the
in
purse. It's
corner.
probably got like ooze on it and weird sticky stuff from like a decomposing body.
Probably.
No. It's just in a separate bag, and
Yeah.
it's a random bag, and he's not thinking anything like that. He's just like, oh, a purse that was.
I don't
lost.
know if I'm more like appreciative of all the analysis Lenoci has, or more frightened at how well he's thought out all of these things.
Oh, no, he's a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. His pulse, it's very low right
What
now.
if my whole thing is like I go on podcasts and little by little I confess things until like 20 years from now it's like it all started with John.
It's my fault?
We just have to edit together like pieces of every podcast.
And there's
that
a
turns
little
in-
clue and it comes into a confession. I killed this person. Yeah. Anyways,
I'd be bummed. Yeah, if you play them all, like the title to every podcast, you're like, oh my God, it spells out a name. Mrs. Mackenzie!
Dean was supposed to show in court on September 5th, but instead he emptied his bank accounts of all his cash and fled the country for Costa Rica.
It's supposed to be in court for what?
For the whatchamacallit?
doctor fraudulent thing.
But I thought he was convicted and just got house arrest.
He got through it, but he had another one because he's always doing all this shady shit.
Yeah,
right?
they put him out on bail, that $5,000 bail, and don't touch lasers or keep being a fake
Oh,
doctor.
so it's not solved. The case
So
isn't
it
over
wasn't
yet.
solved because I thought he got house arrest and that was what happened.
No.
Okay.
So he was supposed to be in court on September 5th, but he emptied his bank accounts of all his cash and fled the country for Costa Rica with $200,000 in his pocket.
I've been there.
Yeah,
Have you?
And
Would you flee there?
in San Jose.
Were you,
if I did what he did, yes, I would stay there. It's a place where you can do what it's hell on earth.
Is it really? I've heard
Yes.
good stuff about it.
That's hell in a good way.
Oh, like a fun time. Like
It's everything you could imagine. Prostitution's legal there,
Nice.
and we'll move on.
Good story.
well, we're going to
Cocaine.
Costa Rica.
Dean
We're doing our
partied
live
every
podcast
night
from Costa
until the
Rica,
sun
guys. Listen
came
up.
Back in New York, the Attorney General's office had a new lead. A warrant from Maria's email showed her appointment with Dean on the last day she had been seen alive.
Oh, fair.
They spoke with Greg, the ex-boyfriend. He recalled something about a scare with a patient a while back, but Dean said it had been fine. Then he remembered something chilling.
Can we?
Wait.
You know how on podcasts you can
Holy
push 15 seconds
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
Can we do that again? I missed some information that.
He spoke with Greg,
Who's Greg?
the ex-boyfriend, who had been like, "Hey, what are you doing with the cement stuff?"
Before that, they found it in a book. Whose book?
Oh, they in Maria's
police.
emails.
And
They
Maria's
found
The
an
police
appointment
subpoenaed like
with
the
Dean.
emails, so they got to go through her emails and check.
And they
through
found
it.
an appointment with Dean.
And they saw
Yep.
the last time
Gotcha.
she was alive, or probably the last emails she did was probably.
Then they
like-
went to Greg, the ex-boyfriend from the cement doing,
Gotcha.
and he's like, "Hey, I remember something about like there was a patient problem a while back, but Dean said it was fine." But then he remembered something chilling: the concrete slab Dean had poured on his last day in the
Oh,
mansion.
that's so weird. Makes my stomach get weird.
Just a side note, I didn't want to
imagining
get into
being
it a
his-
whole bunch, but Greg is actually like all throughout the story. He'd been like supporting Dean. They'd been like on again, off again, but he'd been financially supporting Dean back and forth for years.
From like
Yeah.
2000 on.
Yeah.
So it's
for a
like,
while.
just take him. Let the
After
state
his other
support him.
boyfriend
Yeah.
died.
Yep.
This is his rebound boyfriend. Gotcha.
On February 13th, 2004, state troopers surrounded Dean's former house. On Greg's info, they found the concrete slab and dug up the body. A serial number from a breast implant helped identify it as Maria Cruz.
Oh wow.
Did you know they had serial numbers on breast
Yes,
implants?
I did because of
Lenoci
I
knows.
just through so many crimes. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Fair enough.
Lenoci,
Yes.
who's an expert in crimes.
They have
probably
to.
safe,
Any
ladies.
medical thing that's implanted, like if you have a plate, that's got a serial number on it. Everything.
Really?
does.
Everything
Yes.
does, huh?
Everything is tracked.
You know, it's also important in case someone steals your breast implants, then you have it registered, and then they can identify it that way.
The
like a
major
bicycle.
concern to breast implants.
It's like a bicycle.
People, no, I don't.
Dean went from being wanted on parole violations to being a murderer on
You
the lam.
fucking murderer!
Which
That's what I would say if I was
again
picking him.
is he's not a murderer. He accidentally killed someone, but what he did was illegal afterwards. I don't know what that's called. What covering up stuff.
Do they even have something for that, or do they
But
just
yes,
say like,
you would still he would probably get a long time, but he wouldn't get the death penalty or something because he didn't murder.
But how do you prove that you didn't murder
Well,
if you
that's
hide
that's a case to bring
yeah.
up, but I'm sure there's more shit. That's just the beginning. We'll find out.
This is just the beginning.
It didn't take long to track Dean down in Costa Rica. Rather than keep a low profile, he'd been blowing money at all the major gay clubs in town. He even spent a week as a go-go dancer at a local hotspot.
I just imagine him in like fucking really good looking like what do you call those, like those like bathing suit pants that just look really good. The ones that don't have the net in them that all the kids
Sure,
wear
yeah,
nowadays,
yeah.
the board
Well,
shorts
this
or
is-
whatever, and just like some.
He's definitely probably a good
boat
dancer
shoes.
because of the Latino side of his
Yeah.
family.
Oh yeah, dude, he's got a rhythm.
Very weird that his name's Dean though.
Yeah.
It's like Dean because this will help you get in college.
Yeah.
Last name
Yeah.
because when you go to Costa Rica to run after you've murdered a Filipino, you can get go dancing gigs.
Yep.
You got it figured out.
Soon his face was plastered in wanted photos all over the country. The picture made its way to the small resort where he was staying. The concierge, being the professionals they were, made 2 phone calls.
Ay, Dios mío.
When the police arrived,
Ay, 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 ay. They call the number. Toot, toot, toot. Hola, I'd like to report a murder. I don't know any more Spanish.
He's here. Ah.
Es muy importante. Please.
well,
Mira, mira. They're showing
the
the picture.
police were their second call. Before that, the concierge called a lawyer for Dean.
Really?
Yeah. That was
Are you serious?
Yeah. The first thing they did was call the
Well,
best
I'm
lawyer
a
they
very
knew.
good. I'm a very good hotelier. Like,
Yeah.
They're
Look,
probably friends with him.
he's a high-profile guest, so they get him a lawyer. Then they call the cops.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I would.
It's
yeah.
the nicest way to rat someone out.
I would love to know
That's
what.
for sure, because they still called the cops because they're like, I want to help him, but because I like him, but
Yeah.
also what if he kills us? Call
Yeah.
the cops. you know?
That's good hotel. I mean, I wonder if did he leave a good Yelp review after that one? Like, I was a murderer, and these people were kind enough.
John.
at the front desk.
John.
Would have been 5
No,
stars,
because
but
Yelp
they called the
was
cops.
not around yet.
It should have
It's
been
2003.
This would be the best Yelp rating
It's
ever.
barely internet time. Facebook
Now-
is just coming out.
I wish.
X hamster does not exist.
Oh, it's the worst.
By the
what are
way,
dark
I'm a
ages?
freshman in college, and you guys are now starting to fuck up your body with tattoos and thinking about doing stand-up. I haven't yet.
Yep.
2003.
I was getting close. 2003. I was getting close. I didn't know, but there I was.
Yeah.
When police arrived, Dean was sitting by the pool with a Corona in his hand and a lawyer by his
Like
side.
a Corona ad. He actually had one.
Yeah.
Yep. With a lawyer going, you ever accidentally kill someone and go to Costa Rica? Grab a Corona and a lawyer.
In that moment, he actually asked the officers, like, hey, would you guys mind if I finish my drink and go change before we get out of
And
here?
they said yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
They
let him
always do that
yeah,
shit.
They let him finish his drink, and he
'Cause
went and changed out of his swimsuit.
They don't want hostile. They want you to be friendly and tell us everything.
Sure.
That's how
That
the
must
cops
be
are.
weird to like know someone's a murderer or even alleged, but like to still sit there and
They
be like,
do it all the time.
of
They're
course,
like,
bud.
they're
Yeah.
like, what do you want to eat? Can we get you? Oh, In and Out. They send someone. They get
Just
get
like
the
in the
food.
movies, the
Yeah,
last
dude.
detail, and yeah, just
They're like they're on your side. They're like, we get it. We just want to help you get
listen.
out of
I'm a
this."
murderer too. I just have a badge.
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Is that how you bond with murderers?
That's what I
Listen,
do.
I'm a killer too. All right.
I just
On
say, like,
stage, that
yeah,
is.
bro.
Kid, you ever try stand up?
I'm murdering these crowds every night. I know how you feel. It feels great.
As
It
a,
feels really
a
great.
disclaimer to our listeners, he doesn't mean he's literally killing anyone.
I think they know if they're even listening to this, then
They
they're like,
don't
oh,
always.
comics. And then they know the verbiage for murdering, which is just,
I'm just saying, Lenoci, you can never be too careful. I'm not trying to be
What if
condescending.
what if that shitty comic who
clarify.
always comes back and says I killed from like a weekend at a
Turns
C
out to
club,
be a fucking
he's
murderer?
just been murdering the whole time. and
That's
you're
the
like,
next thing.
He wasn't lying.
That's the next thing.
He's been killing
Every few years, like a road comic gets brought up on charges of something sexual, but eventually there will be a road
Gotta be
comic
a good-
murderer. I
yeah.
can't believe there hasn't been one yet, especially
there
after
has
comedy.
there has been one.
Okay,
I
Lenoci
or
knows.
something like this.
Lenoci's
Or
like,
there-
it was me, and he pulls
It
out
was-
two guns.
It might have been a serial rapist that was like, and they
It was that
found,
clean comic.
They found
Of course,
out.
it
They
always
found
is.
out by
I don't
like
trust
all
anybody
of a
that doesn't
sudden they
curse.
realized like it was happening in all these colleges, and then they were able to like, wait, this comic has been. In
Are
all-
you joking right now?
No,
Yeah,
it's a true
someone
story.
like Eleanor knows the story. It's like back from like an old school comic.
He was
like
a
in the
super
90s.
clean guy who
Yeah.
like
And
would,
it was-
like,
Do you
get
guys
angry if
trust
you were
people that
dirty.
don't curse?
Not really.
Exactly.
Well,
creep me out.
who talks and doesn't curse and just
Jerry
verbiage?
Seinfeld, he hasn't had to murder
No,
anyone.
no, but like he does it. But like if you ever hear him in interviews, he's cursed before. So,
Oh yeah, no, he did.
so he's normal.
That's a good point. I was just thinking on stage, but you said clean.
Yeah, he's a normal multimillionaire.
But he's
Totally
all
normal.
he's not normal. I mean, he dated a 17-year-old when he was like 30, so he's not normal. He's got his weird things.
That's
Paul,
fair.
Paul Walker did the same thing. I mean, they're just,
Well, it got caught up to him.
Yeah.
he didn't date a 12-year-old when he was 30. All right, jeez.
Also,
All
You
I'm
don't
saying,
know.
all
You
I'm
don't
saying
know.
is I'm 30 and I have a couple 17-year-old
Allegedly, he
girlfriends
might have.
in Massachusetts or wherever you can do it.
wait, okay,
That's where it's legal.
Yeah, I have most
It-
of my relationships take place in Washington or
is
Tennessee.
it really legal?
See, Rich even knows the fucking states that he can go to have a
To fuck
16-year-old girlfriend.
animals.
Oh, that's the callback.
Is
What
it
up?
is it really legal in Boston? What?
No, I don't know.
No,
I just made that up.
Washington.
Oh,
it
who's
used
the
to-
Sounds like
gullible one?
somebody else is a little
no,
gullible
it
here.
was legal to
Or you're
fuck
just-
animals in Washington until not long ago, until like 10 years ago or so.
Why was that even a thing that it was legal? or
It wasn't.
not
It
legal?
wasn't.
Isn't it
It wasn't
interesting?
illegal.
Oh,
on
it
the
wasn't
books.
a thing.
There was no law.
Can we
against
get back
it.
to the fucking story?
I'm talking about other types of fucking, like interspecies, heterospecies relationships.
Tell us
Okay,
where
so
we
go
were.
back. So he gets the lawyer. He drinks the Corona.
It's a great Corona
Dean
ad.
fought extradition for months, preferring to stay in a Costa Rican jail where he had carved out a place for himself with thousands of dollars in bribes. Jailers smuggled in takeout, and other inmates acted as his bodyguard. He gained more privileges by teaching English and took the opportunity to become fluent in Spanish.
Ah, sí, muy bien. Huh? Life gives you lemons, right?
Again, he was addicted to drugs, made a mistake, and now he's like, how do I get out of this?
At one point, he even gave an interview to the TV show 48 Hours, where he insisted that he had been falsely accused. Finally, in May 2005, he was sent back to the U.S. to face the charges. On the flight home, he watched Ocean's 12.
This is crazy because one of the characters in Ocean 12, get this,
Okay.
it's going to blow your mind,
Okay, lay it down.
fucking crunches up into a suitcase to hide.
That's a very good point.
Ooh, and
Yeah,
he's
the
watching.
little-
So he was like,
A little
they're
Asian
like
person.
me, and a little Asian person
Yeah.
gets into like a thing, like a trunk.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I only saw Ocean's 11, which I loved, but I haven't seen 12.
Also in that movie, Matt
Or
Damon is
13 or
hairless.
14.
Except on one leg.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a fact, and if you don't
True
if you
part of the
try
movie.
to prove us
Rewatch
wrong,
it.
Boys, I'm not going to fall for
Go
this.
rewatch it right now.
I'm
No,
not
there
gonna
is. There's
fall.
a scene where he has to wax himself, and he goes, "I can't do this anymore." And he walks out, and his whole like leg and arm is still not.
It kind of fucks up like a whole part of the graft or
Yeah.
the, whatever the
No,
graft.
no.
What do they call it?
No. I'm not going to let you drag me down into Gullible's
Okay,
valley.
so he's watching Ocean's 12 on the flight.
Yep. And there were actually some reporters had gotten on the flight to try to get pictures of him, and the U.S. Air Marshals arrested the reporters when they tried to like get photos and stuff. That's just a side note.
Yeah.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, around this time, I would assume that they're already starting production on Catch Me If You Can, a movie.
Catch Me If You Can, actually his favorite movie because it had already come out. And
In 2000, wait, Catch Me If You Can came out what year?
early enough before 2002 or when
No,
sorry, this is 2005.
Yes, that's what
Yeah,
makes
Catch Me
more
If You
sense.
Can already
That
came
was
out.
like Catch Me If You Can
2005.
probably came out
Now,
2005.
interesting note, when he was first arrested in Costa Rica, like all these U.S. different authorities were down there to help for the extradition. When they're walking out to the plane, the cops who'd been chasing him in New York for all of the fraud stuff were there.
Yeah.
And just like Text Me If You Can, he was like, "Oh, hey, Bob. Hey, Jim. How you guys doing?" Like he was playing that role the whole way through.
Interesting how this all comes together. That he is
Frank Abagnale.
Frank Abagnale, who works for the FBI.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, that's actually very true now. Frank, the guy from Catch Me If You Can, turned into one of the leading fraud experts in the country.
Really? Yeah,
You can Google him.
he turned his negative into positive.
He
And
runs-
There's a lot
runs
of
a
cases
consulting
like
firm.
that too, with like hackers and shit these days.
Yeah. They just hire like, you know how to do bad? Well, can you help us find others?
Yeah.
You want to turn your life around? That's how I would do
So
it
he
if I was
gets-
a recruiter.
So he's on there. He watches Ocean's 12.
Dean was arraigned on charges of second-degree murder. He hired Tony Rico, a tough attorney from Harlem with a reputation for taking cases nobody wanted.
Wait, what the fuck was the point of telling us he watched Ocean's 12 if that was it?
Just a note, just a little color
Does
there
it
for
come
you.
back?
Nope, just a little color there for you.
Just so you
wow.
know, you gotta-
really fucking. That's like jerking me off and then going, "That's it."
Yeah.
Well, what do you want him to
finish?
do,
I
huh?
want him to finish.
Well, it was just a little a detail I thought was interesting that he watched Ocean's 12.
Yeah,
on the
because he had never seen Ocean's 11, so it was kind of like he was probably like, "Whoa, what's this? They're
It
going
was-
after a casino now?"
I'm so behind.
It's
yeah.
a cute little thing that lets you know who this guy is. you
Yeah.
know?
This one's much more somber than I
so he
expected.
hired
from
he
the
hired Tony
trailers.
Danza to defend him in court.
Yeah, so he was arraigned on secondary
Your
murder.
Honor.
And here's why they got him for Tony.
Yeah, Mona, Angela,
Keep going.
my client's not guilty.
The reason why they got him for second-degree murder.
How'd they get him?
So what they said was that it was two factors. One was that he was since he was committing fraud by being a fake doctor, the death in while committing a different crime was one reason why it was murder because he caused a death while committing a crime. So that was part of it. And the other part of it was that
So
when
they
he
tie
ca-
it together in weird ways.
they tied that in, and then the other
It's
thing
not
was
all
when he
black and
called the
white.
doctor and the doctor said take her to the hospital, and then
he
didn't.
ignored it. Yeah.
He ignored the doctor's advice, take her to the hospital.
So
That
like
was the second part.
his negligence and his
He had a
also
choice. He
scheme.
could have taken her into the hospital to save her off once he got that advice, and he didn't. They're like, that was a murderous choice.
Yeah.
a life lost.
Yeah.
And she was a financial expert, so she
Yeah,
could
with-
have helped
with
our
fake
planet
boobs.
out.
She might have been able to stop the boom in 2008.
That's right.
The
That's what
bubble,
I'm saying.
the
Oh,
housing market
the whole
bubble.
crash.
Or it could have been worse, and thank God this guy killed this lady before she took over.
She could
more.
have. She
Could've been a
could
real
have been
cash grab.
She could have been in the audience at a show in New York in 2012, 13, or whenever I've been there, and maybe have seen me.
She could have been a talent agent by that time, and your
It's
career could
possible.
be somewhere else.
Yeah. All true.
It never happened. It never happened.
Tony Rico was a tough attorney from Harlem with a reputation for taking cases nobody wanted.
Hey, I'm Tony Rico with a top reputation from Harlem, with a reputation for taking cases that nobody wants.
Have you been stabbed?
That's right.
Did someone steal your bicycle? Call Tony Rico.
You tell them to call me.
He's the other way around. He's like, have
I'll
you
defend him.
stabbed somebody?
Yeah.
Was it in broad daylight? Were there tons of witnesses?
Are you good with cement? Call me.
Yeah, we're with you. Hey, have you? Well, he also defended hate crimes, school shootings, terrorists, and even the famous mob hitman Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Oh yeah. How do you defend hate crimes? Your Honor.
How do you defend a fucking school shooting?
Your Honor,
Most of them die anyway.
Honor,
I was gonna say,
To
who
be-
survives a school shooting that's
to
a
be
shooter?
fair,
Don't they always die?
They were Asian. He wasn't wrong when he yelled at them. He used the correct terminology.
Oh, that's your defense for the hate crime.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like them. You see.
No, it's not a big deal. He was just like, don't be here. Right? It's not any
You
different.
make the best lawyer I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Especially if you wore a purple suit that matched the shirt you're wearing right now.
Pimp lawyer.
Well, he's Cat Williams' lawyer.
Cat Williams' lawyer. Well, you're not doing a good job. Isn't he in jail?
It's
right
hard
now?
here for a pimp.
I don't know. Isn't everyone in jail?
That's what I always say.
It's hot here for a lawyer.
We have a little saying around here. Isn't everyone in jail? I mean, the planet's basically a prison.
Has everyone here been to jail?
Never.
No.
Of course not. I'm from the suburbs
Animals.
of South Florida.
Yeah, I'm not even from South
Middle
Florida.
class.
Being
My
from
parents
Florida
are
should-
still married. They bought my first car. Nothing went wrong for
Yeah.
my life until I started doing stand-up.
Yep.
I thought
That's
you
true.
couldn't
I
get
was
a
really on a
diploma.
good track.
I thought you couldn't get a diploma in Florida without a mugshot. I thought that was like part of the process.
Okay, that's
South
low.
Florida's like New York. It's nicer.
Fair
South
enough.
Florida. The South Broward and Jade
Dewier?
County were blue. Okay, the rest was red. It wasn't our fault.
I get it.
It's from a good county, folks.
Tony was good at getting reduced sentences, and he worked his magic. On October 16, 2006, Dean pled guilty to assault in the first degree under conditions evincing depraved indifference to human life.
That's what I said. It wasn't murder.
He is currently serving a 20-year sentence in Attica State Prison.
That's what Lenoci said.
He'll be eligible for parole in 2022.
Are you telling me that this is the fucking story?
That's what
It's
the story
over.
is today?
It's
I thought we were gonna deal with like sicko serial killers.
That's pretty sick,
We do-
Lenoci.
we do
the
a lot
guy
of-
fucking accidentally killed a girl he was trying to help. Can
He
we be fair?
murdered that woman in cold blood
He
by not
didn't-
taking her to the hospital.
Yes.
He
okay.
buried her in cement in the house that he
Well,
sold.
listen.
knowing that people were looking for her.
How
Her
about
mom
this?
and dad were
He
probably
treated
searching for
her like luggage.
How
like a
about
piece of
this?
meat.
Let me ask you this: You're a comic. You're getting ready to shoot your special.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone comes to you like, I don't feel good right now.
Yeah.
It's really hurting my stomach. And you're like, what's the problem? You're like, I don't know. You're like, here, drink this drink. Okay. It's tequila. Who knows? Maybe it's just tequila. She's
Yeah.
like, sure. Okay. She drinks it. She starts having a seizure. You're like, what the fuck's going on? You call a doctor. He's like, take her to the hospital. You're like, I'm about to shoot my fucking special. I
Yeah.
can't right now. So you wait until after you get off stage. You come
And she-
back.
she's dead.
She's dead.
She's dead.
All right. So
Yeah.
instead, you're like, oh fuck. I hope I don't get blamed for this. You put her in a suitcase, and you're selling your fucking apartment because you just shot a special
You
and you're
got
able to
all
buy
that
a
cash
place.
now,
You
man.
leave her in the
Yeah.
People are like, why are you carrying all your merch in your hands
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird.
I mean,
Let me ask you now: if that happens, that's which would be crazy. That would never happen.
this is why I
Are
won't
you
hang
a
out with you when you're
murderer?
about to shoot your special. I needed
Are
a.
you a murder because you gave someone tequila because you thought maybe that would help their stomach feel better?
I like how you threw like a whole different thing into this a curveball. Well, he's shooting a special, John. It's like I don't think Dean was shooting a special.
Okay, Dean was trying to help her though, was he not? Yes or no?
Being a fake doctor.
He was being a fake doctor because
Applying
he
medications
couldn't
he
go to
didn't
fucking
know.
med school for fucking 8 years because of financially, and
You're
he
right.
thought it was bullshit. He's like, listen, what I'm doing is helping people.
He's
I've
right.
had fans for a long time. I've had transgender people, gay people that have come back to me. They obviously trust me. Obviously, what I'm doing works. No one's ever died ever.
He'd
no one's
actually been
ever got
sued a lot
sick.
for his shit not working.
Oh.
Yeah.
You stopped Lenoci in his tracks, like, and I rest my case.
And
Yeah.
This man is
Oh.
guilty.
I'm arguing that this guy
man.
deserves. Now he's still in prison. He writes essays now. I
works for the FBI.
read a few of his essays.
How are they?
They're not. He's actually a pretty good writer. He's got style.
Listen, to do what he's done.
Sure.
He's not an idiot.
No.
You gotta have
gotta
some
one of the
sort of
top
street
5 engineering
smarts,
schools.
and you gotta come off as a little like you gotta not talk how we speak.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to speak like pretty like educated.
Yeah.
To get people to be like, yeah, put that fucking needle in my mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's like, put the needle in my mouth. Like you gotta
Yeah.
be like, you gotta be like, okay, well here's the thing. I've been doing this a while. This should help out. If it doesn't, come back, visit me. And then he does the fucking needle, and she's like, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh fuck, what do I do? Like it like in a panic mode. I'm not defending.
That was
the
a
guy.
good seizure he just did, by the
Yeah.
way.
By the way,
Eating
I
the
just
air
want to
pussy.
clarify that. I don't want to. I'm not defending this guy at all. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
in situations where you're doing something to help someone and an accident happens. For instance, this is a horrible story, but a kid passed away in high school with me. They skipped school and they were drinking and
Yeah.
having a day party. His heart stopped. He had a heart murmur, and he stopped and he collapsed. They didn't call 911. They put him in the car and drove him to the hospital. He died
on the way there.
Who's to say he would have lived even if they called the ambulance? But in the moment, they're like, we can't be seen. Let's
Yeah, but
take
they
him
drove him to the
hospital.
hospital, though.
They drove him to the hospital, sure.
Yeah.
But like in moments like that, people panic and they're like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do I defend? How do I not get in trouble? Because I've seen how things work.
Yeah, he's
And-
already
and
dead,
this
so we're
kid-
not worried about that. How do I not go
But
to
he
jail?
also was
How do
in the
I
middle-
not go
he
to
was
jail?
committing
Yeah.
a crime in the beginning. Like that's what his thing was. He was like, yeah, they just told me specifically don't use lasers, and I just laser killed this chick.
But he's trying to make a living.
Fair. I mean, I get it.
You know, and
She died with a hairy tongue.
He's not doing.
Ugh,
he's not
the
like
the worst way to go.
Yeah, he's not doing things like he. And it sounds like I'm defending him. People are gonna tweet and hate me, but whatever.
No,
or no
we
one will.
won't let them.
But I'm just saying.
Don't hate this guy.
It's
people.
not like he was
Send him
like
dick
trying
pics,
to
though.
She's a
give
good
breast
man.
implant. He wasn't trying to do surgeries, open heart. He's like literally like I'm a skin person. Like
Yeah.
like someone who who does tattoos. You probably have to have a license for that. Yeah.
No, I mean in some states you do. Yeah,
But I'm saying like if you were like if someone was good at it and just had a shop, you're like sure I trust
yeah,
you.
and people have gotten diseases from going to dirty shops.
Sure.
Look at
So he's like that. So he morally it's fucked up and it's not based off the. And then some fucked up shit happened and then he went and like the story's fucked up. Sure. But he had a good time in Costa Rica before he got arrested.
That guy was fucking.
Oh, dude, he was fucking.
And also 2002, 3, 4 when he was flying back to the States, he was able to watch a movie. Which movie screens were not always on the TV in front of you.
One of the
back then.
best sequels ever
So
made.
He
by
must
the way.
have had a good. They must have flown him first class.
I know the FBI is like, let's get him a good seat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're like.
top like really.
This guy's going away for a long time. Let's let
So
him,
he's
let's
in
let him
jail.
really enjoy
How about
himself.
this? Let's get him on the phone. All right.
Hello.
Dean.
Yes, this is Dean, the Dean you've heard of.
Well, Dean. What can you take us through? Take us through the girl. What was her name?
Maria.
Maria.
Cruz.
What happened with Maria? Why didn't you take her to the hospital?
I mean, what would you have done? She died right there in front of me. I knew I couldn't take her. I'd be in trouble.
I would have called the police and just been like, someone just died.
No, you wouldn't have. If you were me, you would have done exactly what I did.
Yeah, I agree. Probably.
I didn't want her to die. I tried to help her.
Yeah. What? It was pretty gross, the black tongue thing, huh?
I mean, she was living a horrible life, and to be honest, I mean, it's better to be dead than to have a tongue like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't want her to die. She just passed while I gave her the shot in her tongue.
Okay, I have a question for. Are you a murderer?
No, of course not.
Well, you're very. You have a lot of charisma. It's great. Like you're charming.
Is that a
just-
medicine that I should have injected? Is that what you're saying? Because I didn't have any of that at the time.
Okay. Do you have any questions for him too? We're on three-way.
You're making Lenoci do the whole thing, and Slaton's sitting there. And
I
he's
was
like,
just letting
Can you
the-
help me?
I was letting this go where it was going.
Yeah.
Well, I think we proved our point. This guy is
what-
not guilty.
what are you
He
doing,
needs to be
Dean? We're
released
on the
right away.
phone with
oh,
you
so
still.
sorry.
Dean.
Yes, I'm still here.
Dean, so how's prison?
It's actually pretty nice.
What's your favorite part about it?
I don't mind it. Well, it's
Showers?
3 square meals and all the hot cock I can handle.
How hot are we talking?
How hot do you want it?
Well-
You know what I'm saying? Hot like a New York summer without my boyfriend letting me use the air conditioning. You know what I mean?
Is that's too bad you don't get air conditioning because Maria doesn't get air conditioning either because she was stuck in a fucking suitcase and then put under cement. That's disgusting. If you didn't do that, I would be on your side.
Great point. There's no air conditioning at Attica State Prison. I learned that when I read about this story.
Are you serious?
No air conditioning.
No, you didn't. You
yeah.
fucking
No,
liar.
I swear to God.
really
I'm
did?
not even being. I'm not even.
So
being
that is kind of a
simply
callback to like his spending
yeah.
$500. His boyfriend's like Glenn's like fucking.
He got kicked out for using too much air conditioning. Now he gets none.
And he's like, have a good time
So-
and you're no air conditioning forever. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine not having air conditioning forever?
Sometimes he won't even go like.
I mean, I live in L.A. I've lived in a studio, so sometimes it happens. Yeah. I
But,
don't
like,
have air
forever,
conditioning in my
though.
new place.
Forever though. I know you have hope for the future and having air conditioning.
Yeah.
Imagine never having air conditioning for the rest of your life.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, that's everyone before like 1910.
Yeah.
Yeah,
20?
their lives all sucked.
What? Yeah.
That's why everyone was always jumping into battle. They're like, I'm willing to die
Fuck
for
it,
that because
dude.
my life sucks
Imagine
anyways.
always smelling BO.
Ugh.
It's called working at In-N-Out.
That's the worst.
Mhm.
Always.
Always. Like, because
And
deodorant
You get
really
used to
wasn't
it. You get
around,
used to it.
was
Body
it?
odor, you get used to.
And you
You do.
BO a lot, but then you also smell shit a bunch of the time too.
Where
Yeah.
in prison?
No, just in
No,
life.
and like before before air conditioning.
When-
Oh yeah, the whole thing. Oh yeah, you're walking down the street with your nice shoes, and there's just like a pile of shit that someone threw out the window.
Well, actually, it was earlier than that.
Imagine
'cause
having diarrhea
Benjamin
200 years ago.
Franklin
Imagine
invented
having
the air
di-
conditioning, so it was before that. So
Imagine having diarrhea like on one of those boats that's traveling across the ocean, like in the 200 years ago. Like how
you
bad
mean
that
like
was.
a slave ship? Imagine that.
Oh,
That was
God,
awful.
That must have been insane.
Slave
Yeah.
diarrhea is the worst kind.
Is it?
Like, dude, it's so brutal because
They-
you're already a slave, and then
They were
like,
in. Oh yeah.
You can't go anywhere. You just have to diarrhea a lot.
They
right
would have
there.
to. Yeah.
But even under the best circumstances, 200 years ago, having diarrhea would have sucked. If you were a king, you'd be like, "This is the fucking bathroom." Either way, it sucked. You can't even find a good diarrhea situation.
No, but as the king, you could just diarrhea anywhere you wanted to.
no.
What if you don't
had
want a diarrhea anywhere you want? I'm a king, but I still don't want to shit everywhere.
You had
No,
prima
they have an adult.
diarrhea.
They had toilets. Kings had toilets.
Yeah, but they weren't like toilets.
Yeah,
No,
like-
they had nice ones.
I don't know about that.
They did because they were ahead of the time. They had the technology.
There
and
was
shit.
a chamber pot.
They
or,
had fucking flat screen TVs, dude.
or just a person.
What?
Yeah,
too.
go to the White House. They have things that we don't even know
Do
yet.
they really?
Yeah.
I haven't
The
been to
White
the White
House.
House.
The White House is floating. Have you ever seen the White House? It's just floating.
Gullible John.
The White House is
story time.
The White House staff is 98% blowjob robots.
That actually would convince me to want to get into politics.
Yeah.
Why do
You're
you
like,
want to get into politics?
Who wants this
'Cause
job?
I want
you
to
find
come.
out?
Damn it!
Wait. So how do we wrap up this story?
Today's sources
In a
include
suitcase. Oh, sorry.
Under the Knife by Diane Fanning, Ryan Burroughs feature Nightmare on Elmwood Avenue for Vanity Fair, and of course,
clever name,
the
Vanity Fair.
evil
clever
robots
At
at
Wikipedia,
the
fucking
evil
robots.
robots.
What do you want to plug?
Well,
He wants to know. He feels like unfinished. He feels kind of like he wanted more blood, guts, and
do you
gore.
guys can you just rate that story compared to all the other stories you've had?
Well,
that's
Rich,
that's a good point.
Rich will cry if I don't say it was amazing because he worked so hard on it.
The construction the construction of the story was fantastic. The source
You did a
material
great
was,
job.
Yeah.
It was great because it led up at the beginning. I was like, oh, we're gonna be here for like a couple hours because he was leading into all this. And I go, or it's just not gonna be that.
It wasn't the
intense of a
best story that we've had, and if you're listening,
I'll tell
it's
you
not
why.
that it wasn't done. You
I'll
did.
tell you why.
You executed it great.
I actually know
Slaton.
exactly
Slaton,
why.
You executed it
The
great.
story I was prepping for this week.
Yeah.
I got about halfway through prepping it, and then I found out that the next trial in that story takes place in about a month. And I was like,
We should wait so that we get the next
I was
trial.
like, yeah, I have to wait. I have
Very
to.
clever.
So I had to
Very
bail
clever.
out and go to this story.
That's a good call.
And I had to get to this story in the last
They
minute.
can't all be stories that blow our minds. Some stories you just got to be like, all right, that's
No, but today we had a guest that made up for the fact the story was a
right.
B.
Did we riff well
Yeah.
enough? I mean, you guys can write it and tell us. I mean, I feel like that was
yeah,
a good.
I mean,
even though the
I
story
dropped
wasn't that
a bunch
great.
of the riffs.
I mean,
to be fair,
I just and then you just hear 3 gunshots go off. We just all kill ourselves.
You gotta add that in there.
I think that was good. That was
a bad gunshot.
You're like Michael Winslow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost dude. That guy was my favorite for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy from Family
We just
Matters.
go talk. No, dude.
I'm just joking. That was Edward Winslow. Michael Winslow
No.
was the sound guy that did all the awesome sound effects. I know.
from
Spaceballs.
No,
Yeah.
Police Academy,
But he's
dude.
also in Spaceballs.
It's very appropriate
He has a
for
cameo-
this
he has a
show.
cameo in
also
Spaceballs.
went to prison for
crack
murder.
cocaine. Did he go to prison for
Yes,
murder?
he killed
Yeah.
someone.
Oh,
he
dude.
stabbed them at
Imagine-
a concert.
Imagine. Really? Imagine.
It was
how-
super weird
how
too because
I-
you
and
ever been
he-
stabbed with sound effects?
Yeah. He would
It's
go
terrible.
No, you couldn't
No,
hear
he
it because
was
it was at
doing
a
this.
concert. You couldn't hear it. Yeah.
And let the dream be
Oh,
dropped.
he was at a dubstep
Please
concert?
stop making the sound of you stabbing me. I already hear it in the first place.
We were just kidding. He's not in prison. He never killed anyone.
Yeah,
I believe
Did you? Oh, you did?
I'm very gullible.
probably in prison.
Who's that?
That's you.
All right. Well,
that was-
do I have anything I wanted to plug?
Yeah, where can people find you?
Your podcast.
Yeah, my podcast. I'm Michael Lenoci
Boys
on
Night
social.
It's
Guys
not-
Night Out.
It's Guys Night Out.
Oh,
Boys Night
right.
In is a gay porno that you're obsessed with.
It's Guys Night Out. It's
Guys
it's a
Night Out.
podcast. It's fun, and it's just Michael Lenoci on social media. I mean, but you know,
Lenoci. One
Yeah.
C. You'd think it'd be two.
yeah,
only one.
because in Italian it's chi, and then you know you could just find me hanging out with John and
Doing comedy,
Yeah.
making people laugh,
That's
What's-
what's up.
making people cry.
what's So what are you gonna do next now?
Like right now,
We're gonna go get some food.
we're gonna
now.
wrap up the show.
gonna
Then
get
we're gonna do a bonus episode probably.
We need to get food too. I'm sorry.
All right, we can do that too.
Do you want to get food with us?
I'll watch.
I get
You're
that.
not
You
eating
like
right
to
now?
watch.
I just ate,
You're
but
not-
I'll watch.
You're about
just say-
watching.
Yeah.
We go to this pokey place. It's pretty.
see that.
Pretty tasty.
Guys, you can follow the show at CRiiiME on all the social medias. You can email us, crimepodcast@gmail.com. Any show, story ideas, questions, dick pics, label them for Shefsky.
Don't do that.
Whatever you're
Nice.
into.
But please rate us. Rate us on iTunes.
Oh, yeah, do that. Bye, robot.
Bye, robot.
That was a really enthusiastic one.
Bye, robot. Bye, robot.